Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm just getting onto the game now, so I'm gonna click a few key buttons here, such as the mysterious merchant. And my neighbor's dog just started barking. I don't know if it's because I started talking. It could be because there's some people outside. But we ride. It is Friday, so we will ride. Nero, welcome to the stream. Looking good in green. Stompy, welcome. HTT Nation, welcome. Thank you for the like. Paco, welcome and shout out to 2217. Shout out to HTT Nation in 1591. Shout out to Lambo for checking in on the stream, saying hello, throwing the first like on it. Lambo writes that he is tired as hell, wishes he could stay and hang out, but that bed is looking mighty comfortable right about now. I believe Lambo is just wrapping up a stream. And Lambo, I totally understand it, my man. I actually just woke up from a very long nap. We are both on the older side of the gamer spectrum, and it ain't like it used to be. It just ain't like it used to be. I had plans to get so much done this afternoon. I was gonna finish up the work I had. I even had thoughts of going to the grocery store and getting some food, because I'm just like, the cupboards are bare over here. And I was even like, oh, maybe I'll, set up the webcam, set up the green screen. I was gonna get so much done over the last 4 hours. But I had been working and was just feeling kind of tired. I was like, I'm just gonna lay down for a second. Let's just see what happens. I'll just lay down for a second. And I ended up sleeping for 4 hours. So, all my plans and schemes did not come to fruition, but we are live streaming. We are keeping this commitment, at least. HDT says he can hear the post-snap in my voice. Yeah, that might be. That might be. Although it's also, I turn the music down a little bit, because I do think sometimes I get a little bit too loud. Paco! So I'm definitely groggy, because Paco said he was from 2217, and that it did not occur to me that 2217 is in our KVK. They're like right next to us, right? So Paco is scouting me out from over here somewhere. Right, from JL17. Maybe from a little LX17. But let's check the activity in the JL17 gold pit. It's decent. It's not amazing though. It's not amazing. Yeah, so these are our enemies here in KBK. LN93 with 6 stars, and then we've got LX17. I guess Paco's probably an LX17. We've got LX17 with 5 stars. And we are gonna be at war here in Champagne. We're gonna sip some champagne next Friday. Some of these Orleans wars start kind of slowly, and the big fights take place in Zone 6. And we may or may not have a big fight in Zone 6, but I am pretty freaking confident that we're going to have a big fight in Champagne. A 1v1 fight. One camp versus one. One of these days I'm going to realize that I need to check the coalition markers before I live stream, because there might be like actual information. But I don't think I'm giving anything away here that we're going to fight in this zone next Friday at 15 UTC. I'm going to adjust this mic just a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. Hopefully that sounds okay. Yeah, so, because somebody was asking earlier, they were like, do you think they're going to fight us in Zone 5? And the thing is, they have to fight us in Zone 5, because if they don't win Champagne, then they can't go into Ile-de-France. We can lose and still get into Ile-de-France, but the reason we would fight them here is because this will be a 1 versus 1 fight. Whereas if we wait for Ile-de-France, there's a very good chance it's going to be a 1 versus 2 fight to in our enemy's favor, because the enemies might win Berry. And then, you know, the enemies will be able to enter Ile-de-France through the Berry passes, and we will be at a disadvantage. So we might as well take this fight when it's a fair one. And so that is definitely on the schedule for me. You know, part of the reason that I took a nap in the middle of the afternoon is because I'm trying to get my sleep schedule ready for next week. You know, I'm already planning and adjusting my sleep schedule so that I'm able to, you know, be well rested and just waking up at 15 UTC next week. HDT is betting on 1393. Well, HDT, I was about to make you a mod, but based on what you just said, I might just go ahead and retract that. Let's see if ChatGPT can very quickly tell me how to make somebody a mod in YouTube. How do I make someone a mod on my YouTube channel? Let's see. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this off stream while you guys watch me chain a few barbs. Under the community section, you should see moderators on the left-hand side. Yeah, everybody throw a like on the video if you've not done so already. Paste the channel URL of a user to add as a standard moderator. All right, let's see here. Okay, I have to find their channel URL. But I can certainly do that. Now, how do... Actually, that's kind of... Is there like an easy way to find someone else's YouTube channel URL? It's not like I can... You know what? I'll do that later. HTT, your moderator status is still under review. MD72. You know what? For me, ChatGPT helps me with a lot of questions. Like I could have Googled that question, but I think ChatGPT gave me the correct answer. I don't think ChatGPT is amazing for everything, but I think with like technical support, I've actually had a lot of success with ChatGPT. ChatGPT has definitely made me a lot better on the thumbnails for my videos. They basically linked me to a site where you can like remove the backgrounds for any image. And so that's how I'm able to get these, you know, the commander, the pictures of a commander, like my thumbnail today has a Boudica, you know, the picture of Boudica on it. The way I got that clean picture is just by using this remove background site. And I was directed to that site by ChatGPT, you know? And there's just a bunch of stuff that ChatGPT does help with. And I'm kind of excited for the newer versions of ChatGPT because... Here, let me start a board up here. I guess in ChatGPT version 4, you can like set a bunch of rules for it. And... you know, there are like you can set up a bunch of rules that the ChatGPT will listen to. Let me see if I can find this guy made a list actually. Let me show you like what I don't know. Hopefully people kind of find this interesting. But like ChatGPT definitely has problems. And so you can basically set up a ton of rules for it. And this guy, DC Investor, did sort of give an example of all the rules he's given to ChatGPT. I hope I'm not killing the viewership by showing this. I'm getting my mind under me. I just woke up. Hopefully this wasn't too long ago. Yeah, basically, if you ask ChatGPT like tech support questions, it's really good. If you ask them questions that are at all about like sensitive issues, then you're probably gonna get like not a great answer. Okay, here it is. Here's all the rules that this guy is using for ChatGPT. And basically, you kind of like load these rules into ChatGPT, and then it will always use this guidance to give you an answer. Always cut to the chase, giving me a concise answer first. Feel free to elaborate beyond this, but with relevant information only, and still remaining as concise as possible. Speak with me like I'm an intelligent person, and don't patronize me with your responses. These first three are so freaking good. Like this is literally like the stuff that bugs me about ChatGPT, is that there's a bunch of unnecessary information, like, you know, based on the information we have right now, or, you know, you'll ask them like, I don't know, is suntan lotion a scam, or is suntan lotion dangerous? And they'll be like, keep in mind that it is very important to protect yourself from the sun in various ways, and you should consult a medical professional before, you know, it's like you're not answering my question. You're giving me all these warnings that I didn't ask for, right? And then the other one rule is, if there are related topics I should ask about or dive into deeper, you may close your answers with you may also want to ask me about X. So I sort of share MD 72's quizzical look about ChatGPT, but I actually think it's going to get better. And I think it's pretty good right now. Algebra, welcome to the stream. I am doing good, I think. I think I'm doing good. Honestly, you know what's the best thing that happened to me today? is that I very briefly checked Facebook to sort of like get a pulse on what's happening in ROK. And I knew that there were equipment changes, but I did not quite realize that we were going to get a massive refund if we built KVK items. So I have one Sacred Dominion and I have one Pride of the Khan. I refined the Pride of the Khan 4 times. So I got a really nice refund on materials. I got 150 legendaries. And I was not quite prepared for that. And so I do need to plan out what I'm gonna do. MD72 says, oh, that's interesting. I thought it's used to write essays and things like that. Yeah, I mean, you could maybe... So, like, the rules that I just showed, right? These rules, I think these rules are going to help people who are trying to cheat on their school essays, because they can give ChatGPT some rules in order to make it sound more like themselves or make it sound more unique, so that it will be easier, or it'll be harder for teachers to detect that AI wrote the essay. Because right now, I bet that a lot of teachers will like very quickly be able to identify a ChatGPT essay, because ChatGPT definitely has a style. It definitely has a style. Algebra says, I also got 150 refunded. I just maxed out my InfoQuimp this KVK. Ready to garrison and rally this time around. Awesome. Awesome. But Algebra, the question is, do you have gold heads for the new infantry commanders? Because it may be the case that halfway through this KVK, we, let me make sure my rally's filling. Okay, it is. Let's see. I'm just getting on my alt real quick to join my own rally. Alloys, good to see you. It's been a minute. Really glad to have a lot of members here on the stream checking in. Nero, Algebra, Alloys. Shout out to all of you. Really appreciate the support. Really appreciate everybody who watched my video this week, threw a like on that video, and all the new subscribers to the channel. I got a lot of new subscribers on that video, which is very encouraging. And yeah, so Algebra is saying that he just maxed out his infantry equipment. I'm not gonna do the really big crafting session today. I'm gonna do that later on in the week. Maybe on like Wednesday or something like that. I'm gonna do a very big crafting stream where I'm not only going to craft a bunch of material, but I will also use all of my transmutation stones. We will open armaments later on in the stream, because I just cannot wait to open these chests. And for some weird reason, I actually got a ton of these this week. I think one reason I got a lot of them is because of this really nice anniversary event we have going. In case anyone hasn't checked this out, definitely go into the anniversary section and go into the anniversary shop. It has some pretty amazing stuff in here. It has some pretty amazing stuff. There's like 5 transmutation stones. There's some gold heads. There's some material. There's not too many material chests, but there's a skill reset, which is absolute gold in Orleans. And there's also a few sovereign keys. Romando, good evening to you as well. Thanks for being here. Dauntless, easiest math class I ever took, didn't even try. I did pass algebra. I think I was definitely better at algebra than I was at geometry. my issue with math was that I did go to a very good high school and got a very good education. I did not take AP math. I was actually in like the slow track for math, right? Like there was like a calculus path and then there was sort of a geometry path, and I was given the calculus path. I have no idea if the teachers decided that or if my parents decided it. I just sort of showed up on the first day of 9th grade and I was not in calculus. But anyway, when I went to college, when I went to like orientation for college, they were like, oh, you know, you can take this math test, and if you pass this math test, it's like a 30 question test. If you pass this math test, then you will get credit for, you know, whatever introductory math class there was at the University of Missouri. So I just like sat in this, auditorium with a bunch of other kids. Actually, this wasn't even orientation. This was like when I went to visit the school with my parents, like before I even moved in. Anyway, I took this test. It was like a 30 question test, or no, it was a 40 question test. And if you got like 27 out of 40 right, you would like pass the math class and like get 3 college credits for it. And so I got exactly 27 out of 40. And so I like got college credit for like, you know, a full class. And that was literally like, and so then I never took a math class again, right? I mean, I just like the last math education I got was in high school. And so my math is not amazing. Unless the only math class I hate was geometry. Oh my god, the teacher didn't know how to teach. So far, dual credit pre-calc has been all right. My teacher kind of type of dude who is quiet, but when he gets mad, you know you effed up. Yeah, I don't, I mean, certainly geometry is not useful in real life at all. I think that, you know, there's such a thing as functional math, which is like the ability to, you know, do like a slightly complex multiplication, like do like, you know, 20 times 16, right? You know, 20 times 16 is not a difficult, that's not a difficult calculation. And that can actually be useful in your life. 20 times 16, by the way, is 320, right? And all I do is I say 10 times 16 is 160, and then 160 times 2 is 320. And I just think schools should teach that kind of functional math, because at least that math can be useful in life. But I don't think that's what I'm slacking on. I think I'm not really sure, like, you know what it is? Here's what I'm slacking on. When, like in this game, when you get 25% of attack for some reason, like let's say in, what's a good example? Okay, so let's say one person has 200% of attack, and another person has 150% of attack. Like, I'm not good at saying what higher percentage one person has over the other, because it's not 50% higher, right? It's like, I don't, forget it. I'm bailing on this topic because I'm not going to be able to explain it well. Anyway, my math is not great, but I nevertheless played poker for many years, you know, did all sorts of other math related things for many years. And I'm able to build my own unique armament statistical system that actually I think maybe more and more people are using, where people are just saying I have like 10% more stats, or this armament has 10% more stats than the other armament. So let me give you all like a brief update on this KVK. Okay, this is weird. Why is my... Look at this. Look at the game. Look at this game. Oh, it's because of this. Is this the one... I don't think this is the one where I need help, is it? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you guys a quick update on this KVK, tell you what it's looking like honor points wise in a moment. Honestly, I know what you mean. It's not really what it seems. They just put it that way to understand it easily and stuff, but it kind of misleads. Yeah, there was like this moment where I was saying that someone was like 25%. I was like saying someone was 50% stronger than someone else, and Addy corrected me that, oh no, they're only 25% stronger because you divide this by this, you divide this by the total, blah 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 blah. And the truth is, I just can't wrap my head around that. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, I know I'm in the last few minutes I've been making some bad content, but actually I'm happy with the fact that I cannot actually articulate why I'm bad at math. I think that probably means I'm not as bad at math as I think I am. But you know what the thing is? It's like if I had taken calculus, then I would know what I don't know. Whereas because I never took calculus, I don't even know like what I don't know. Foreman, what kingdom are you in? Oh, you must be in 2375 then if you're in the same KVK as us again. Paco says math and reading too hard. See, I'm a good reader. I'm definitely in English. You know, I was definitely like very good in English class. Like I was very, very strong in English class. Even though, you know, like I went to like a very competitive school with a lot of people who would become like very successful. I was very, very strong in English class. Here, let's do 5 minutes on this rally. Oh, 1903. Oh yeah, of course, 1903. Yeah, so for those who have been longtime viewers of my stream, you will know that I have definitely talked some trash about 1903, and 1903 has talked some trash about me. But in this KVK, we are allies with Lost, and so I definitely retract all trash I've ever talked about our dear allies. And I am the type of person who can immediately bury any grudge or any animosity I have if you are on my team. I'm unemotional like that. So we are allied with Lost over here on the left in Poi 2. And then we are allied down here with 101 and I think 2213? 2313 in LaMarche. And I can show you how the honor points are looking right now. Individually, I'm just gradually moving up the ranks. I may or may not use all of my AP before next Friday. Coalition-wise, we're doing badly, which is kind of weird, but it's largely because we were in two separate coalitions, and so the other, the kingdom that we're with, 2263, they they scored a lot of points as well. So these coalition things are a little bit confusing because we just today captured the Ruined Crusader fort and are all in a coalition together now. But this is what the camp ratings look like. I feel like this paints a more accurate picture. We're in second. Our allies are in third and fifth. And then the kingdom that, or the camp that we're going to fight next Friday, they're in sixth. So they're like definitely lower in activity. And that's that may matter, that may not matter. It's really hard to say. The other thing, Sam, welcome to the stream. The enemy, yes, that's a good way to say it, Sam. My enemy has a shared enemy at this point, so they have become my friend. 1903 is also going to fight Hardy Camp, and so they are now my friend. We did get second in Eve of the Crusade as well. Our enemies finished 10th or so in Eve of the Crusade. But the one thing that's really standing out to me, my ranking is very low because I have no defense. Because I'm just trying to make sure I get the weekly quest done. But anyway, you can see that LN93, our enemies, they do have all of the, pretty much all the top spots in Lost Canyon. It thins out for them as it goes on. I mean, they still have good coverage across the top 50, but it's not like amazing. But I think this is notable, right? Like they definitely have, I don't know, like in some ways they have the strongest whales in this KVK. But I mean, like their KP is not amazing, right? Their KP and their deads are not amazing. They're fine. It's fine. But I mean, their KP is, this person's KP is like slightly lower than mine. And, you know, their Ark of Osiris record is good. You know, they're 40 and 20 in Ark of Osiris. But, you know, we're 47 and 10 in Ark of Osiris. So it's going to be a very interesting fight. This is a very big boy here, 302 million power. But again, like the deads are not crazy. Or the deads are not crazy and the kill points are not crazy. So, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling pretty good about this Zone 5 fight. Obviously, we have to see what happens. I think it's going to be a long fight, right? I think there's going to be a lot of forts that get dropped. And I think it's going to be a real grind. But I feel fine about it. It's not overwhelming. Algebra says they are cigar light. That's kind of the way I feel about it too. I feel like they have some good whales, but that their whales are not going to be as oppressive as the 1818 whales were. Just based on how many kill points they had. You know? I mean, if 1818 was in this KVK, I think they would just dominate the overall KP list here. Whereas actually it's our allies in 2313 and our own Korean whales, White Castle and Benny, who are at the top of this KP list. Omano says, watch the 600 million power guy, around 850 days game time. So Boom Boom 3, okay. Boom Boom 3 here has got like a pretty new player ID. And yeah, it's looking pretty strong here. Definitely looking pretty strong. See, I mean, this zone here is going to be interesting. Hopefully 101 fights a bit. You know, this is 101 here. And I'm just hoping that they see that this is like very winnable KVK, and that if their players contribute, then they will get some autark rewards at the end, and they'll get some special inscriptions. And so, like, if 101 was ever going to pick a KVK to fight in, this is definitely the one, and Barry is definitely the zone. Faru Ladi, I'm in Kingdom 1770. And Sam, my KP goal for this KVK, you know, I got to 1 billion KP last KVK, and I need to start a new, another tech. You know, it's kind of crazy. I can't believe you have to, how many prerequisites you need to do in order to just get to Skillful Operation 7. Right? I have to get all of these to 10 before I can keep buffing up Skillful Operation. So we'll keep doing that. I mean, Sam, I think if I get a billion KP in this KVK, that would be fine. I don't really think it's going to be as hard as the last KVK. I'm prepared to get a billion KP again. I can definitely do it. But we'll see. We'll see. If I can get a billion KP again, that'll work just fine for me. My goal is always very, it's like not statistical based at all. And in all honesty, my goals aren't even to win. My goals are basically that, like, my body holds up, that I have good vibes, and that I'm able to, like, both sleep enough but not, you know, get, like, not lay in bed all day because I'm having trouble sleeping. Because, like, right now when I'm streaming, like, my neck is kind of sore. Hopefully this sounds, hopefully my mic sounds okay, because I've been moving the mic around. Because I'm just kind of, like, changing what position I'm sitting in. Because, like, I don't know, my neck is just sore, you know? So, like, if I wake up on the first day of war and my body feels good, and then I can just, like, fight all day without feeling sore, then I'll be happy. Then that will be, like, mission accomplished. Which is what was so good about last KVK. Okay, so I actually did fail this Barb Fort rally while I was streaming. GG. G freaking G. Oh no, I did destroy it. Okay. Okay, so I can easily kill a level 11 fort with 600k. That's good to know. Not easily, but I can get it done. Alright. Yeah, Sam, I don't really have a KP goal. My goals are more just kind of... Yeah, it's really body soreness, honestly. It's really just body soreness. Because you know, that last KVK, war started, and I was sore for the first, like, 6 hours. And then I went into dot mode, and all my soreness went away for the rest of the war. Plato Gaming. Holy smokes. Welcome, everybody, from Plato's stream. Shout out to Plato, one of the absolute strongest content creators in ROK. Plato, I really appreciate that, man. I really, really appreciate that. Let me throw a link to Plato's stream here real quick. So anybody that is on my, that is not subscribed to Plato, can go head over there. Plato is absolutely one of the best content creators in ROK. It is a weird thing for me to say, since he just raided me. But I would say Plato is my toughest competition, because he is very knowledgeable about the game. He knows how to entertain. He's very good at the game. And when I think about who's out there, who's like kind of doing something similar to me, Plato's at the top of the list. Because he's a talented dude for sure. So Plato, I really appreciate it. Hopefully you're getting ready for next Friday as well. I know that 2268 is going to have passes opening against 960 GT. I assume that's not going to be the big fight for 2268, but you know, it's important to get ready anyway. For those who are just joining the stream, I am in heavy prep mode because we have a very big fight next Friday. We are going into Champagne here, and we are going to fight against Bacardi. And they are a pretty strong Chinese group here with 6 stars. I think that I think there's probably a number of people who have like seen LN93 around, and maybe some of you have, you know, fought against them in Heroic Anthem before. But I don't know that we've ever really seen LN93 get tested like in a really fair fight. So hopefully this fight's going to be interesting for a lot of people to see. You know, like, I wouldn't say we're like a top 5 A Kingdom, and I wouldn't say LN93 is like a top 5 A Kingdom. But like I'd say we're both in the top 10, right? And so we're gonna kind of see what 2 top 10, but not top 5 type A Kingdoms, what they do in a very traditional zone, right? I mean, this is a pretty standard zone here. You can drop forts. I'm noticing now that our passes are like extremely close. They're extremely freaking close. So that's... Okay, so I kind of get why we're here now. I get why we're here. Because, you know, we know how to build flags and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty intense fight here. Plato's been chaining a storm up. Pete Rex has not heard of LN93. Yeah, maybe I'm too deep in the weeds on ROK, where I've actually heard of this kingdom and watched them fight before. Plato versus Redline incoming. Yeah, Plato and Redline are in that KVK. Black Panther's in that KVK. And Shinshi is in that KVK as well. Yeah, you can scout me. I mean, you don't really have to scout me, Ormando, because you can see my resources anyway. So, you know, clearly I have no resources, and if you just like completely focus your attention on me in the open field, you will get rid of all my resources, and I will be depleted for the rest of the KVK. Okay, well here's 15% training. That's good. Yeah, everybody throw a like on the stream if you've not done so already. I'm too nervous to see how many people are watching, but I'm sure that after Plato rated me, that's going to be the highest viewership I've ever had. So I do very much appreciate that raid. And I appreciate all the new subscribers too. Tom Warlock, thank you for subscribing. Very cool name, Tom Warlock. If that's your real last name, if your real last name is Warlock, that is a 10 out of 10 last name. Thank you, Pro. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very good fight. Sniper Tom, if you are from 2263, then shout out to you. Those are our campmates. And I think 2263 is also the group. Yeah, so our campmates here in Bourbon is 2263. Year D. Year D. I think Year D is actually the group that was allegedly screwed out of a star by Kingdom 2707, and then they infiltrated the leadership group. They took the king and they opened up the kingdom, and so this Kingdom 2707 has been open for about 2 or 3 weeks now. And they're like, they were a very legit kingdom. Maybe the main alliances have been. Yeah, it looks like maybe the alliances have been replaced. But there's one of the kingdoms here, if I'm not wrong, had like 5 stars or 4 stars or something like that. Anyway, this kingdom allegedly kind of like screwed their allies out of a star. You could see things are a little bit dead here because nobody has killed the Lost Temple Guardians yet. And apparently the group that we're campmates with is the group that infiltrated and demolished this kingdom from the inside. So note to self, don't start a civil war with 2263 during this KVK. And by the way, if anybody from 2263 is watching this and you like know the person who sort of did that infiltration, let me know their name and I'd be happy to message them and see if they ever wanted to do an interview about it. I'd love to do a brief, just do a brief video about what happened there, because I cannot understand how did they infiltrate a leadership group to the point of getting king. Like, that is, I don't think you could do that in 770. I don't think a person could just join the kingdom, become a leader, and then within a month or two ever get king. Like, there's no way that would happen. There's absolutely no way that would happen. I mean, you wouldn't even get into our alliance leadership after a month or two, right? There's basically almost no way you would get into the alliance leadership. But I guess the difference is that we don't hold the king in the home kingdom, right? Like, it's N70S that holds the king, and it's fake Cap who is the king. So I guess if you infiltrated N70S and like got an officer position, I mean, I guess you could trick them into saying, hey, I want to pop like favorable weather or something, and then I'll volunteer my farm to cast favorable weather so like no one else has to spend gems. And I guess you could get it that way. I guess you could. Heeman says 2707 were using a king title giving bot which got compromised. Oh, the bot got compromised. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think you really need a title bot for king, right? I mean, you just pass it along. Just pass it along. Now that I talk it through, I'm kind of surprised that it's never happened before, because I guess it's really not that difficult, especially in a more casual kingdom. You think about like a C or a D kingdom that has one alliance. All you really have to do is you have to become part of the leadership group, like become an officer in the main alliance, And then all you have to do is say on the right day with the right person as R5, all you have to do is say, hey, I want to pop a couple kingdom buffs, you know, like there's a 10% training rune at the temple. Can I get R5 so I can pop a training buff? And I do think a lot of kingdoms would be like, oh yeah, of course, like if you want to spend the gems for a training buff, like go for it. Like, you know, who can say no to that? And then it's time for the sabotage. So it can happen, but you have to have a pretty good reason to actually screw people over like that. You know? Just because it's possible doesn't mean that all that many people would actually want to do it. J Reyes says, I heard on a live stream that someone changed their name to be similar to the next king and the bot got confused. They changed their name to be similar to the next king and the bot got confused. I mean, I could see that sort of being correct, but like, why would the bot get confused, right? Like, if someone's name is one letter different, then the bot should not get confused. You know, bots aren't in the habit of getting confused. Bots are in the habit of doing exactly what their code says to do. Velchko, welcome to the stream. I hope you don't stream every day at 3 a.m. Yeah, Velchko, this is my normal time to stream, for sure. I definitely always stream on Fridays at this time. But I'm trying to expand, you know, and stream at other times as well. There's obviously a very big KVK coming up that doesn't have a lot of content creators in that KVK. And so I'm hoping to find some times to stream that for you all, and that could be at any time of the day. Sam says you have to have some deep hate, lol. It could be deep hate, but it could also be... It could also just be someone who sort of lacks... maybe lacks empathy. Like, I don't think it has to be deep hate. I think it can also be somebody who just is wired a little bit differently and doesn't like realize how badly they're screwing people over and like how much it would hurt some people. So I mean, I think it could be like a couple. I think it could happen psychologically for a couple of reasons. But yeah, for all the tension and all the drama that happens in this game, a little surprised it hasn't happened more often. But they did add, you know, they did add, what did they add? They added some new skill, right? They added some new way of dealing with, they added a new way of dealing with rogues, right? Where you can, what can you do? You can just exile them to... What did they do? What did they add? Oh, banish. They added banish. Banish a governor in your kingdom, teleporting their city to a random location in the upper left province of your kingdom. If the target province has no space, they will be teleported to the next outermost province. Yeah, so this is like way back. Like exile is not really a skill to use against griefers, and imprison does very little against griefers. But this banish skill is like quite good. And so like rogues in the kingdom are not as big of a deal. Hopefully, are not going to be as big of a deal as they have in the past. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I'm just thinking to myself, like, why hasn't certain things happened more often? And I'm kind of, it's like, I'm really lucky and I'm kind of amazed that we've never really had like a, you know, knock on wood, we've never really had like a bad rogue in our kingdom. And I'm not hearing about too many kingdoms getting torn up lately by rogues. I mean, there was that whole like guerrilla warfare thing in 2605. There was that rogue alliance in 2605 when SW migrated there, but that died out like super quick. That died out really, really quick. Velshko, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Yeah, at 3 a.m., if you got to go to bed, you got to go to bed. It is what it is. I get it. I get it. Oh, Algebra says, apparently their title bot rotates king and I made a mistake. I don't know how that's possible, though. No one can code a bot that bad. Right, right. I mean, that's like some major, that's a major loophole right there. That's a loophole that you can drive a Briggs truck through, or a Brinks truck through. Yeah, earlier today I was transcribing a interview with the chief security officer of like a big financial services company. And he was like such a nerd. He was like he was just like, he would kind of do that like awkward laugh at the end of like, after he would finish saying something, he would sort of do that like awkward laugh, like kind of laugh. He was such a freaking nerd, but I just loved it, man, because he was very smart. Like you could tell he was super freaking sharp, right? You know, they were asking him like what security products he uses, and like his company uses, first of all, he leads like a team of like 110 people, and his team uses like 104 different security tools to keep his company, you know, protected. And like he uses literally 0 Microsoft products, which I'm not saying like I don't know anything about this stuff, but I'm not saying Microsoft is like for like less sophisticated cybersecurity experts. But anyway, this guy was like so smart that he just like was using best of breed products for like every single thing. And you know, he was not in any way a typical corporate guy. Like he was for sure not a typical corporate guy. Like I said, he was like an uber nerd. And I just love the fact that someone like him has like a, you know, C-suite role at a major company based almost entirely on the fact that he's just like very, very good at his job. He probably has some sort of a hacker background. And it's like, you just literally have to put this dude in the huge position of responsibility because he's the best at protecting his very big company against security breaches, data theft, ransomware attacks, etc. Because if you don't do that, if you put like a typical slick corporate type as your chief security officer, or if you give the responsibility for cybersecurity to the chief technology officer, and the chief technology officer is a somewhat slick corporate guy, then what happened to the MGM casino a couple weeks ago can happen to you, which is that MGM got breached. The hackers, the Russian hackers, demanded $30 million, and MGM refused to pay the ransom, and they got screwed. Alloys with the 5 gifted subs, all 5 claimed immediately. Alloys, thank you so much. Thank you so freaking much, dude. I really appreciate it. That is an absolute bomb. Alloys dropping the bomb. And very much appreciated. That support is, yeah, very, very cool. And yeah, shout out to Alloys. Shout out to Quizzy, Hopper, Rexo, Jay Turner, and Mr. George for the gifted subs. Rexo back in green. Rexo had the brief existence outside of green, but he's back in green now. We're still working on more emojis. We're still working on more emojis, guys, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And I am going to open up a Discord as well. Yeah, big W from Alloys. Big W. Man, between Alloys and Plato, you guys gave me the wind I needed tonight. You guys gave me the wind I needed. It's been a good week here. But I just needed the wind today. The wind today. I needed a tailwind to get this stream really going. And Orlando, have a good night. VDS, this is the Orleans. This is Siege of Orleans. And we're in Bourbon Camp. Yeah, actually, this is like a pretty good day in a lot of ways. For those who have been following the stream, you may have heard me talking about Friend.Tech before. Before a few days ago, Friend.Tech was entirely on the phone, right? And I don't like using the phone. I don't like typing on the phone. But I got the desktop version of Friend.Tech working earlier today. And I also got my airdrop. The airdrop was pretty good. But yeah, I got the Friend.Tech working. Wait, did someone join my channel? Oh, hell yeah, dude. This dude joined. Oh, awesome. All right, so one of the bigger keys who I follow actually followed me back. That's cool. Okay, so Sector's saying they penalized self-buyers this week. Anyway, I got this working. I got the desktop version of Friend.Tech working, which is awesome. Which is so awesome. And I just had somebody pretty big follow me, so that's cool. So yeah, I mean, it's been like a really good week actually. You know, the video did well. I've got a ton of work to do this weekend. But I just had to get my mind around this this live stream, and my man Alloys definitely made it happen. I guess, let's see. I should start. Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder about auxiliary skills, because I think I'm capped out. Yeah, I am capped out. Okay, so here, let me just kind of like show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys like what I did last Orleans. So this is what I did last Orleans, but this is based on like 3 skills, and so I don't know exactly. You know what? For now, I'm just gonna throw bullshit skills on bullshit marches, because I don't think I want to bog down. I mean, I don't want to bog down the chat with like my deep theory crafting. What was I gonna give? Like I know I'm not gonna use UG, right? Certainly not on the first day. So basically what you can do is you can bank a skill. You can just like throw a random skill on a random commander, and then when you try to take it off, you'll get some writs back. And so you just want to, if you don't know what you're going to do at that exact moment, when you have 5,000 writs, you want to bank it. I do need to put a writ on the Nevsky, but I cannot remember what is like the top tier writ. But yeah, I mean, I have like a bunch of theory crafting that I have to do. All right, let's talk about equipment first. Let's go through the equipment real quick. I'm sure that people are aware of the recent system message about equipment. and I'm just going to go over it real quick. It was in the face-to-face with developers email, and they do talk about equipment here. What kind of adjustments can we expect for equipment? Will new higher level equipment be added? So here's the TLDR on this. They are not going to add new equipment, and you will be able to upgrade equipment, like further upgrade equipment that has had an iconic crystal applied to it. And here's the key line. These subsequent upgrades will mainly cost existing equipment blueprints and materials. So basically, we will be able to upgrade the equipment we have by spending the existing blueprints and materials that we already have. And the real question here is what percentage per upgrade, right? Because what we heard a few weeks ago was that it was 30%. That if you made the new equipment, it would be 30% of an upgrade. But now there's going to be, I think, 2 to 3 tiers of upgrades. So do the 2 to 3 tiers equal 30% total? Or will each tier equal 30%? Now, I would like to think that Lilith is pretty smart, and they are not going to let whales who have a ton of materials and blueprints saved up, they're not going to let those whales immediately get a 60 to 90% advantage. I can't imagine that's going to be the case. But it is the case that whales, like big whales, will be able to probably max the new equipment immediately, whereas for everybody else, it's going to take quite a bit of time. And so I think there could be some balance issues there. We'll have to see, right? Like, we're just going to have to see. I don't want to overreact at this point. But whenever something like this happens, where literally a lot of whales are going to be able to get these upgrades immediately, and are going to be able to max at least one set immediately, there's always the chance that it's a complete disaster, right? So we need to be aware of that. And then on my own materials, I have to decide what I'm going to do. Because obviously I have this maxed cav set, and I am a cav garrison. And I probably do have enough blueprints to like do almost all of this, right? Like, I have enough crystals that I can make another Pride of the Khan or another Sacred Dominion. Actually, let me take a look at this. Did I get Khan blueprints back? No, I didn't. Okay. So they refunded materials, but they didn't refund the blueprints. And so, where am I at on blueprints? Like, I could upgrade the chest once, right? I have enough to upgrade the chest once. I could upgrade the boots. I could upgrade the boots once, but almost twice. And then everything else is not a set piece, right? Yeah, so then everything else is like this. With Navars, I have 2. I already have 2 Navars, so I could upgrade the Navars immediately. And I probably have a ton of Ashes of the Dawn too, right? I don't. Okay, so I can't upgrade the Ash of the Dawn. That's interesting. So I'm like way short on the leg blueprints. But I have like a really tough decision here, right? I have like a really tough decision. because we don't know exactly when the new equipment system will come in. And if I spend my materials now and give, my choice is, do I wait and do I further upgrade this best in slot cavalry set, or do I use my materials and some of my blueprints to give my archers, to make my archer set legendary? Because right now my archer set is purple, and I have 6 iconics. So I absolutely have the ability to massively upgrade my archer set. But if I do that, I'm going to A, use the materials that I could use to better my cavalry garrison set, but I also might use the blueprints that I would be using on this Dragon's Breath set, right? So like on the weapon, I could build the weapon, and then I wouldn't be losing blueprints because I'm not using this blueprint for the cav weapon. I could do the Dragon's Breath helm. Yeah, I have enough for the helm. See, the chest though, like the chest is the issue, right? If I use these blueprints on the chest, then I won't have full upgrade. I won't have enough blueprints to do a full upgrade of the chest. But I could do one, right? And then the boots. It's like the boots is a perfect example, right? Like if I use the boots, if I use my boot blueprints on my archer set, then I will not be able to upgrade my cav boots when the new equipment system is in place. So I think what I can do is but then I could also do this, right? I don't have enough. I don't have enough on the legs. But I could probably do the I don't have enough on the gloves either. How many mats did I get returned? I got like 160, Natsu. K1 says Chisel says to hold. Look in chat, coalition. Urgent. Am I about to get rickrolled? Oh, thank you, Sined. Owen, yes, I am a cav garrison. I'm like a main cav garrison for our alliance. Yeah, so so what I can do is I think I can be like a little bit smart about it. Obviously I need to add up how many materials I have right now. But I'm guessing that after this refund, where is the refund? Okay. Yeah, so after this refund of 150 legendaries, I'm guessing I have something like 350 materials. I'm guessing I have something like 350 materials. I need to share this, I need to share this stream out real quick. 1 second. Guys, be sure to subscribe to Plato Gaming if you haven't done so. He rated this stream earlier, and that was like a really cool thing for him to do. So I would really appreciate it if you throw a sub Plato's way as a thank you. And I will certainly try to throw a redirect his way in the future. I'm just sharing this stream out in a couple places. Yeah, so I feel like I can be sort of smart about this. Oh man, this is tough. It's really tough to like hold on to this many materials right before a big war. But it might be the smart thing to do, because I would hate to... Did they say when this is going to go in? When this change is going to go in? I mean, they already did the refund. And so for that reason, I do feel like the equipment change is going to happen soon. Like, this feels pretty settled. Okay, what does it say here? We are currently still working on this plan, so specific combat effects and attribute values have yet to be confirmed. You can share your thoughts and questions by filling out a survey via the link below. We'll be fine-tuning the plan based on your feedback. After finalizing our plan, we will announce the details, more specific numbers, and the complete update schedule of our plan. So it feels like it's a little far away. Like, it doesn't feel to me like the new equipment is going to get dropped in the next 2 weeks. Like, it really doesn't feel that way. It feels like this is more like a month or more away. And so I don't think I want to... Yeah, so Owen says, so wouldn't you need to have the best gear for Cav? Yes, I do need to have the best gear for Cav. Yes, that is true. That is true, Owen. But the thing is, my Boudica, you know, I fight the whole KVK with my Boudica. My Boudica Zug. I use T5 troops on it. It's in the open field for the entire thing. And I'm just leaving so much on the table fighting with purple gear when I can A, upgrade it to legendary gear, and B, I can put iconics on that gear. Like, I just think I'm giving up a lot by not doing that. And if I go through this entire war, you know, so I mean, Owen is asking the key question, right? But if I go through this entire war, Owen, and never use my materials, and never use my blueprints, and the new equipment doesn't drop at any point in this war, then I think that's a mistake by me. I think that's a mistake. And I think what I can do, I think I can at least be smart about this and do some targeted forging of like the weapon, right? I could forge this weapon, and blueprint wise, it would not hurt me at all. Like, it would not hurt me at all. And I can iconic it. And like, yes, it would hurt me on materials. It would hurt me a little bit on materials, but the truth is, the truth is that I can actually build. The truth is, I have enough blueprints that I could build. I have enough blueprints that I could build 5 out of the 6 pieces for the Cav set. So I would be slowing my Cav set if I build anything archer-wise. I would be. That being said, I have like some ebony. I have some ebony that wouldn't really... Yeah, it wouldn't be used a ton. Like, that's the thing. Like, I have quite a bit of ebony. Like, I have, you know, I don't know how much ebony I have exactly, but I probably have like 30 or 40 ebony. And when I do eventually upgrade my Cav gear, it's not going to take much ebony at all. So, I don't know. Right now, I'm thinking I build like 2 pieces. Right now, I'm thinking I build like the... Right now, I think I build the weapon and maybe the helm. Right? Maybe I build the weapon and the helm? Or the gloves? Or I could build the gloves, maybe? No, I can't build the gloves. I think I might build the weapon and the helm. Just to use some of these iconics. Because this is like egregious. Having 6 iconics that I'm not using is pretty egregious. And maybe I need to just iconic this She-Hose. Like, maybe I just need to iconic this thing. Right? Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to craft today, but that is what I'm thinking. Barney, welcome to the stream. Ella says I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my gear. Kafka says you should do chest and weapon. I could do the chest. I could do the chest. The only thing that's holding me back on the chest is that I have... So I basically have 2 chests. I got 47, 52, I have 60. So I have 2 chests. But the thing is, you can double upgrade. Like, you can upgrade it twice. You know what I mean? You can upgrade it twice. And so, like, let's say I wanted to double upgrade my cav chest later. Then I would be short on blueprints if I used 30 of them, or if I used 22 of them on the archer chest. But I could do the chest. But I don't know. To me, I don't think there's a big difference between the chest and the helm. I mean, obviously health is better than attack, but I think attack is pretty good on archers. You know, I feel like attack is fine on archers, and they're both part of the this revival set. So the weapon's a sure thing. I think I'm definitely building the weapon, and then I have to decide between these two. And then the only other question I had is, did they change the prices on the materials? They didn't they? I think they said they were going to change the prices on these blueprints in the shop, if I'm not wrong. Barney says war next Friday. Barney is getting ready for war. And Barney, I do look forward to playing with you. You know, Barney seems like he gets somewhat quiet in the off season, and then he is super active and always around during war, which I can totally vibe with that sort of schedule. But yeah, Barney, it was so fun playing with you last KVK that I'm glad to see you're getting serious about this one as well. But yeah, next Friday, my man. We'll have to see if the two of us stay up the longest again, or if some of these young guns try to outdo us. Kafka says archers do get focused a lot, so I'd say health and defense are priority. Yeah, Kafka, that's what some people say. Addy Navo, who's the R5 of our alliance, he's always gone with the theory that that archers are like a damage dealing. They're a damage dealing alliance, or not a damage dealing alliance. They're a damage dealing troop type, and so he just pushes attack. Addy just pushes attack on his archers, because he just wants to get in there and do a lot of damage very quickly, and sort of like, it's the theory of the best defense is a good offense. Yeah, so TJ's also saying stack attack on archers. Natsu is saying attack is the best. Owen wants to look at the map. Yeah, I can show you the map. So here we are. Pretty solid looking build here in our bourbon camp. And we're going to be fighting against Picardi over here. I would say their build is a little bit more rudimentary, if I can say that. You know, they got the fort right here at the Ruined Crusader fort, right? They dropped the fort right at the RCF, whereas we planned it out to where we could just flag to it, so that if we need to replace our forts later,
it's not an issue, right? Like this. I mean, maybe it doesn't make a difference. Well, it makes a difference because if you replace this fort, like if they have to replace this fort, then they're no longer connected to the RCF. Whereas if we replace our fort, then yes, this territory gets disconnected. Oh, maybe I don't know. Whatever. All I'm saying is our flag plan looks a little bit more planned out than theirs. That's all I'm saying. And then we have our enemies over here. 74 TB is the kingdom that won Eve of the Crusade. They're like a 3 alliance kingdom. 2074 is a 3 alliance kingdom, which you don't see very often in a kingdom. So they got the one here at 12 billion power. Then they've got TB at 10.7 billion power. And then they have, well, I guess they're down to 2. They were at 3, but now they're down to 2. Because this Japanese alliance is quite a bit smaller at this point. But, you know, not really a farm. I wouldn't say that 5.5 billion power is a farm, per se. It's more of just a small main alliance. TJ, welcome to the stream, by the way. Realistically, you're going to use a full set of gear on archers the vast majority of the time, so you take the stats it gives. Yeah. But there, you know, you do have to kind of think about which one you're going to build first. And I can see an argument that building 11% health first, before building 11% attack is like, one could certainly argue it. Alright, so as my plans go, let me go ahead and open up my armaments at this point. Because, you know, you never know what we're going to get armament-wise. We've got a ton of stones. We've got a ton of transmutation stones. And I do want to tell you about, like, 2 different transmutation approaches that you all might want to consider. Because Addy and I do a different approach with transmutation stones. We had like a pretty decent conversation about it the other day. But let me open up the armaments first. Everybody throw a like on the stream. If you are a member, throw some heads in the chat for luck. And let's get something good here. All right. Legendary Inscription. From a purple chest. No complaints there. What did we get? Desperado. The wielder's troop takes 2% less damage when it has under 50% units remaining. So that seems pretty good for Garrison. No? That seems good for Garrison and for Rally. Because that's like 5% of stats right there. That's 5% of stats. There's a little cav health here, although we could try to reroll this. So this looks like it's going to be really close to the top of the list of what I transmute. And this is going to be the perfect example for the debate that Addy and I had. Like this is really good. This is really good. Desperado's really good. These rolls are not amazing. I don't really like these rolls because it's going to be for Garrison. But I might lock the cav health. Maybe I lock the cav health. I don't know. Barney says I want to fight 2375 so I can kill the guy who attacked my troops last KVK. Yeah, Nat, so I did see that you got a really good armament the other day. Here, I'll show it to the stream here in a second. Alright, so we're off to a really good start here. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Before I open my legendaries, Let's take a look at what Natsu pulled real quick. Let's take a look at what Natsu pulled. Wait, it wasn't that. Oh, it's this one. Yeah. Wait, I didn't really see this one. Yeah, so this is what Natsu got earlier. He was down to 2 out of 10. Okay, so what is let's look at straight. Oh, algebra got something good too. All right, so let's look at what straight is. Straight and patronage. Straight and patronage. Straight. Oh, it's arch formation. Straight to the point. The wheelless troop deals 3.5% extra normal attack damage. Whenever it launches a normal attack, the troop has a 10% chance to gain a 20% bonus to normal attack damage, but a 10% reduction to skill damage for 3 seconds. So on the first part of this, you're getting like 4.25% of stats, which is nice, but not amazing. And then on the second half, do we think this is a good? Do we think this is a positive? It gains 20% normal attack damage and a 10% reduction to skill damage. So even on its face, it's good because 20% normal attack is better than 10% skill damage. So let's just say that it's like a 10% chance to get 10% of normal attack damage. This is for 3 seconds. I would say that's 3% of normal attack damage, which is another. Yeah, so I would say this armament, this inscription is worth like 8% of stats. I'm giving this 8% of stats, which is quite good, obviously. And then this patronage, which you can put on like Boudica, deals 2% extra damage for 3 seconds. So I'm not sure exactly what stats to give this, but yeah, between his inscriptions, Natsu is definitely getting like something like 12% of stats just on the inscriptions, and then you add like another 5% of stats here, and that becomes like a really, really good armament for sure. Yeah, that's a great armament right there. Let's take a look at what algebra got as well. Everybody's getting prepped. Everybody's rolling some good stuff for this war. Evasive and devious. I believe evasive is march speed, if I'm not wrong. Devious is going to be like 3.5% skill damage, which is going to be like again 4.25% of stats. So this is probably going to be like 6.25% of stats here, plus this incredible roll on his last one too. On his last one, he has 0 out of 10 remaining. Holy smokes! What a pull! What a pull! Yep. So what did I say? This was like 6.25% plus 6 plus 7.5. So this is like what, 14% of stats or something like that on this armament. Yeah, really good. Really, really good. Yeah, I want something like this. Let me just get something like this, please. Thank you. $1.6 is basically minimum roll, don't lock it. Yeah, I probably won't lock it. Yeah, let me open mine. Let me open mine now. I just need to get a few more good cav armaments, and then I can actually roll wedge, or I can open wedge for a while, because like my wedge is getting there. My wedge is definitely getting there, and I want to get a hunter inscription. All right. Nothing. 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 Wow. This is pure recyclability right here. All right, let's keep this going. Let me get something like Algebra got, or let me get something like Natsu got. All right, Legendary Inscription. Legendary Inscription. It's worth noting how many more like scroll and flag slots you get than those lower two. Like, the longer we do this, the more you realize it's those lower two spots where like everything happens. That's where the magic happens, is getting like a really good armament and really good inscriptions in those lower two rarer slots. 2.5% extra skill damage. So that's like 3.25% of stats. And then just some very low rolls. So I'll lock this, but I don't know. This doesn't feel like it's going to be too high on the reroll list. But it might be useful as is on one of my like secondary cav marches, so. All right, last five. Give me something good here. Give me something that I can put this destructive inscription on. Come on. Let's freaking go. Ah. All right, a little bit underwhelming. A little bit underwhelming this week. A little bit underwhelming. But let me tell you the debate that Addy and I are having about inscriptions. So my strategy is that I will get some armaments like this that has like a really good inscription on it, and then I will use my transmutation stones to like reroll, like do a pure reroll on this. Here, I'll just do it once right now because whatever. Well, this one's a little tough because I'm not quite sure I want to reroll the health here. We won't do that one, but let's do the one we just got. Let's just reroll that one that we just got one time. What was it? Desperado. So my strategy is that I'm going to use my transmutation stones to roll something like Desperado to try to get something good, right? Like, this is, to me, this is what you would use your stones on, right? I mean, that's not what I wanted, but you know, in a way, this is better because I could use it as like a infantry, you know, an infantry garrison thing. Maybe I replace this. The thing is, this could be good right now in the open field. Maybe, not really. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna keep this. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. So I'm gonna roll this again. No. Okay, so that's how I use transmutation stones. But what Addy's doing, what his strategy with stones is he is looking for like something like this let's say there was no inscription on this. He's basically looking for like something in this third slot. He's looking for like 3.5% health or 2% all damage. So TJ says I should have kept that one. Oh well. I just don't think I'm going to build an infantry garrison at any point. But maybe maybe I messed up there. I don't know. So Addy's thing is he's gonna look for like 2% all damage on like something that doesn't have an inscription, and then he's gonna put an inscription on that, and then he's going to roll. Or this is a perfect example. Let's say this inscription was a bad inscription. That would allow him to transmute this particular armament. And so what he would do is he would lock the archer health, and then he would just use like 3 transmutation stones and try to like make a really, really good armament, and then he would put his special inscriptions on it. Like he would build it. He would start with the 2% all damage, and then he would build from there by using like 3 transmutation stones at a time. Whereas he just doesn't think it's worth it to roll. He doesn't think it's worth it to roll on something like Desperado. Because like you don't really know what you're gonna get. Let me actually show you guys this conversation. Because I don't know, I thought that it was kind of close. Like he was basically saying that he's trying to go for he's planning for like the extreme long term, whereas I'm more so planning for the like the medium term. Let's see, what did Eddie say here? Yeah, so Eddie says, to give an example, I'm saving this one for an inscription. Once I inscribe it, it will cost 5 per go, which is pretty expensive. Well, that's not a great example, because obviously everyone would like put an inscription on this and re-roll it. Because basically, because Corito had this. Corito had this vitality, which is 3.5% of stats. And it's in this like, it's in this lower slot. And he was like, should I re-roll this? And Addy says no. Addy says not to re-roll this. Whereas I'm like, of course you re-roll this. TJ says, if you're looking for best of the best, he's right. If you want in general improvements for field, you're right. Warfro, welcome to the stream. Yeah, See, so TJ, the thing that I'm saying though is that you get enough stones to do both, right? Like obviously if I had anything, like if I had 2% all damage on anything, like I would like first of all I would have to wait for an inscription for that slot, first of all. First of all, I couldn't even do it. Even if I had 2% all damage on something, I couldn't even put in an inscription on it. It would need to have like a crappy inscription already that I can replace. And 2, I just feel like you can do both. Like I just have enough stones where I can basically roll everything that I need to roll. I mean, so here's a good example, right? Should I be using my transmutation stones on this, where I literally like 5 roll this thing a bunch of times, right? I 5 roll this thing a bunch of times, and that would literally, I would use all of my stones on this, right? That would cost me 40 stones just to roll this one armament right here. So do I do that? Do I just roll this? Or do I, you know, sprinkle some one stones on a bunch of things like what am I actually rolling? Like devious, you know? Like, do I just like, oh, that one's out. That one's capped. I mean, I already did it on this. I used like 10 stones on this and got nothing. Like, that's the thing. I don't even have that many things that I don't even have very many things that I want to roll. Like, that's what's crazy. If you want the best armaments for garrison, yes, you roll that for 5 a pop. See, is this that good on garrison? Is this really that good of an inscription for garrison, though? It has a 10% chance to reduce the target's defense by 15% for 3 seconds. Because I always felt this was more of an open field inscription because, like, you're reducing the defense on, like, a target that's getting attacked by many people. And, like, the issue I have is that my Yan is so mediocre. So, like, I have the destruction on this. Right? Like, I already have destruction on this thing. And, I mean, I guess I could transmute this. Like, I don't know. This is... I kind of like Destructive more than Breaker for Garrison. I kind of like Destructive more. And, yeah, I mean, so I could transmute this. I guess this is like the good example, right? Do I literally try to roll? Do I spend 5 stones trying to transmute this? Or do I sprinkle 1 transmutation stone at a time? I guess I need to roll this, right? I guess at the end of the day, I need to roll this. Am I admitting Addie's right now? Am I admitting that Addie is right now? Look, since we're here, let's just do this once. Let's do this once right now. Yo! Yes! 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 Yo, heads in the chat. W's in the chat. Look at that. That's amazing. Addie was right. Addie was right. You got to go for quality over quantity. You use the 5 stones to roll into the 3.5% health on your very first try. Let's freaking go. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. TJ wants your welcome. TJ, I do thank you, because TJ, you definitely influenced me here. You definitely influenced me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't always listen to people, but like, I think I'm generally pretty receptive to logic. Okay, that is awesome. That is awesome. No, Barney, I'm not afraid to tell Addy he's right, because he's wrong about a lot of stuff, so it's fine. It's fine.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, that is fantastic. Yeah, so I kind of did build this into like a pretty good armament. Like this just started with like no inscription and like cab attack and cab defense, and then I put the destructive on it because I had like nothing else to put it on. Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So certainly that's better value than sprinkling one transmutation stone at a time, trying to get something good. God, now I wish I had now I kind of wish I had locked that 3.2% attack, but oh well. Thank you. Yeah, thanks everybody for the great reaction. Love that. That's awesome. Okay. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure like what I'm going to use the rest of my stones on. Obviously I could use it on this breaker, obviously. I could use it here. I could use it on this. I could definitely use it on this one. I could try to like roll 3 or roll 5 here. I could use it on this. Like this is like a pretty good example of where I'm like definitely going to use 3. So I could use 3 on this. I still want to somehow buff up my Yan. Like there's got to be a way to make my Yan. See, this is the issue with my Yan. Like this is such a mess, man. It's such a mess. Oh, so this is the perfect example, right? This is a good example of what like Addy's like theory is. Where like this is what he's looking for, right? He's looking for like 2% all damage, where then he can build this inscription into something else. But the thing is, like, how do you get an inscription for this? Like, how do you get an inscription for this friggin' piece right here? You know, like you basically have to. I mean, you basically have to get like super lucky in this shop here and get is this all the it's all flag though? Like all of this is just flag and scroll, right? Oh no, flag is the sorry. I don't know. One of the useful things about this, so what slot is this? This is the emblem slot, right? Or no, this is... What do they call this slot? Do they call this the shield? The shield slot? What is this called? It's called the emblem. It's called the emblem slot. Okay. So what I really need is I need an emblem slot inscription that I just randomly get from one of these inscription shards, right? Okay. So it's not super rare. It's not super rare, but it's just like a long grind to get them. The first one I got is for the instrument slot, which actually is good. So this is kind of, but actually, I can't transmute if it's just a purple, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. This is where I'm like bottlenecked. Like I'm just bottlenecked hard on Yan right now. I'm bottlenecked very hard on Yan. And is this ever better? And then I could roll this maybe. See, this says march speed. And then this is whenever the wielder's troop is attacked, it has a 10% chance to deal additional damage to the attacker for 2 seconds.
I mean, this is so bad. This is such a weak inscription, right? This is just like unbelievably bad. I mean, how much percentage of stats do you give this inscription here? Like 2% of stats, 1.5% of stats? So I mean, do I ever roll this and try to make it better than this horn? So this is like 3% of stats, 3.75, 5, 6.1. This is 6.1. And this is around 6.1 already. But I could roll this to be better. So I could roll this horn. I could use transmutation scrolls on this, stones on this horn, just to slightly upgrade my Yan before this KVK. And then in this slot, see again, I just have, this is a cohesive as an open field inscription. You guys think that works for getting swarmed? Like, you think it works every time for swarming? Like, I mean, I was thinking that, but like, do you really, like, when it says whenever the wielder's troop is attacked, if it's gonna, like, is it gonna proc constantly because you're getting attacked by multiple people? Or is it still a 10% chance like every turn? Is it a flat 10% every turn? Or is it a higher percentage chance because of the fact that many people are attacking it at once? I don't know. I don't know, TJ. I'm honestly not sure. I mean, like, if you're having, if 8 people are swarming you, do you have an 80% chance for this thing to proc? Warfro says that it's a 5-second cooldown, so I think it sucks. Yeah, and then over here, do I have anything? So I could roll it. I could roll this. See, this is what I need to do actually. This is where I need to upgrade my Yan, because this is very mediocre. This is 4.5% of stats on this. Whereas this is like already more. Like, I should be replacing this now. Like, I don't know why I don't have this replaced already. Like, it sucks to not use galloping, but whatever, right? It sucks to not use galloping, but whatever. Like, I'm tripping if I don't switch this right now. I'm tripping. Right? Because this is like already better. But I only have 2 left on this. That's the thing. I only have two rolls left on this. Yeah, so I'm not gonna transmute this today. Where is this? What the heck? Yeah, I'm not going to transmute this today, but I almost certainly will transmute it. I don't know, this is like such a good open field. This is so good in the open field, like, that's the thing. Yeah, Warforce saying that requital inscription will only hit 1 person anyway. TJ says I went full wedge. But yeah, so I want to do wedge, because the thing is, like, my wedge formation is actually starting to look pretty good on Cav. So I got this. I pulled this like a week ago, right? So this is like pretty freaking good for Hunter. Obviously you guys would tell me to re-roll this. But I mean, this is pretty good for Hunter. And it just gets really good really quick, right? I just need to improve this. Like, look at this. This is terrible. But everything I have here is decent. Like, it's decent. And then I can get Hunter. Like, this KVK, I could get a Hunter. My pet's welcome to the stream. A Hunter, I had Hunter at like, TJ, I had Hunter at like 15% of stats. I think I roughly estimated it was 15% of stats a while ago. Warfare would not reroll this. I mean, I could put a Hunter on this, like right off the bat, right? And so honestly, my plan this KVK is to get Hunter at the end of it. In all honesty. And hopefully I'll get something better in this slot along the way. And hopefully I'll get something better here. But I'm just trying to like... Owen, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. Yeah, I mean, I keep rolling Arch. The reason I keep rolling Arch is because I need to get these a little bit better. Because this is still egregious. Like, putting this on Jan is honestly egregious. When it has literally 6% of march speed. Like, this is such a good open field armament that it sucks that I have to put this on Jan. Like, it's really very unfortunate. And this is why I need to... This Desperado one is like... Maybe I should just put this on the Jan now, right? Because this is 5% of stats. This is 6.6%. This Desperado is pretty key. This Desperado is pretty key because if I can get this Desperado armament in good shape, then I can put this incredible open field armament back on an open field march. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with the armaments right now. And that's where I'm at with the equipment. We did some very good theory crafting there, I think. I think we did some very good theory crafting there. It's one of the things I really like the most about streaming is that you all force me to actually think about issues. Like, I used to be just a sponge and I would like listen to like other people, listen to other YouTubers and like solve things that way. But like, I have to apply first principles. Like, when I'm talking about these things with you all, I have to apply first principles and like solve things myself. And yeah, like if I hadn't had that conversation, I think I maybe would have kept thinking that my approach to armaments was correct, or my approach to transmutation stones was correct. But like, as I thought it out and as we like went through what I actually had, you know, we stumbled upon the fact that, yeah, I could spend 5 transmutation stones on that destructive armament. And then I got very lucky on it, you know, but... the other thing that is going on in ROK, or the other thing that they announced in that face-to-face, is around this, the changes to matchmaking and the changes to Kingdom Power. Let me go ahead and go over this real quick for people who didn't hear about it. Basically what they are saying... So, ostensibly, this is a response to Imperium kingdoms who say that their kingdom's power is too high, making it hard for us to get matched with our opponent for KVK. Every time matchmaking starts, we have to disband our units en masse to lower our power and clear out inactive accounts. Even when we do find a matchup, our opponents sometimes try to avoid fighting us if they aren't powerful enough. This has made the Lost Kingdom unbearable. And so Lilith is coming up with a pretty weird solution. It's not super weird, but it's just... Well, let's talk about whether this is going to affect anything. Basically, they are going to add quota limits to KVK registration, where if you have more than 800 active governors with a level 25 city hall or above, then the king will get to pick 800 cities that will queue together for a KVK, and then any remaining cities will queue for a different KVK. So if you have 900 cities, your 800 strongest cities will queue together for a KVK, and then the other 100 cities, which invariably are going to be all farms, will get queued for a different KVK. Which, by the way, I have absolutely no bloody clue how you pair those random 100 cities in a KVK. Like, how do you, like, they're worth almost nothing, you know? So, like, do they get treated as nothing in matchmaking or what? So this doesn't really apply to a lot of kingdoms. Like, I don't think that we're a multi-queue kingdom. I do not think that 770 is a multi-queue kingdom. Rover says, yo, I suggested multi-queue KVK to you a week or so ago, and even I think what they did seems overly complicated. Did you, Warfro? I remember you suggested flat queue times. Did you? I mean, I believe you, because I did go back and watch that stream, and like I read the chat while I was watching it, and I realized that like I missed a lot of chat. Like 12-inch was dropping like a lot of knowledge bombs in my chat, and like I literally like straight up missed it. I don't remember you saying that, Warfare, but I will believe you. I don't think it's that complicated. I just don't think it affects anyone. Like, I don't understand who this affects. Like, does this even affect 960? Does it even affect 960? I mean, some kingdoms have like a ton of farms. Like, I assume this would affect like 1093, because 1093 has what, like 3 alliances, but then they also probably have like a ton of farms as well. Like for us, for 770, we have about, we have like 150 players in both main alliances. Some of our farms are in our main alliances. Like a lot of our farms are in our main alliance. So in all honesty, we only have like 120 people. And then we probably all have like 1 or 2 farms that are level 25. So, maybe we're bringing 300, maybe we're bringing like 300 to 350 cities. Maybe N70S is also bringing about 300 to 350 cities. So I guess this is going to affect more kingdoms than I realize. I guess this is actually going to affect more kingdoms than I realize. It's inevitably going to affect like 960, right? It will for sure affect 365 and 1093. Like the question is, will this affect like 1818, right? Because 1818 has like a lot of farms. Like 1818's farm game was like really impressive, right? Like they probably had a better farm game than we had. And so like if everyone in 1818 has like 4 farms, and there's like 140 of them, then that's like 560 plus their mains becomes like 700. So I mean, like even 1818 gets close, but it doesn't really change anything though. I mean, I don't think this is like a bad change. Like I don't think this is a bad change because Look, I don't think this really fixes the problem that they're trying to fix, but I think what it does is it kind of makes the matchmaking better, because inevitably these farms are not being factored into matchmaking. Like when 1093 gets matchmade, the matchmaking is not factoring in the like 3rd level 25 farm that 1093 is bringing to the war. Like it doesn't factor that in. But with this multi-queue, it is going to block that 3rd 1093 farm from being part of the KVK. Like they can transfer resources to their main, but they cannot use those farm troops in reinforcement activities. So like, I think it kind of makes the matchmaking more accurate, because some of these farms that are currently not being factored into matchmaking will not be allowed into the KVK. And I think it only affects the high end because, like I said, we're a 2 Alliance A kingdom, and I don't think this affects us. I think it will affect Imperiums. I think for like the sort of quote-unquote bloated Imperiums like 1875, it's like definitely going to affect them. Alloys, who's from 1365, says kingdoms with 450 mains get super limited with farms. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of you guys are going to get limited here. And then I guess the question is that a bad thing? And I don't really think it's a bad... I mean, it doesn't seem like a bad thing to me. I can understand why people would be upset, but like... You know, I mean, farm game... Look, I mean, people are building farms. Like, it takes effort to build farms. Like, and it takes effort to, like, maintain your farms every day. Like, I do get that, but, like... I don't think it really makes the game better. Like, I don't think the farm meta, like, makes the game all that much better. It's just, like, something we have to do. And the truth is, what you can do is you can still bring, like, one farm to each KVK. It would just be, like, a different one each time. Warforce says, just reminds me of the AP nerf. They want hard caps, like 7,500 per week. By the way, my pets, I didn't know if I welcomed you to the stream, but my pets, glad to have you here. TJ says, that's good though, means a smaller KD can match against a bigger one and not fall immediately behind on troops. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it. That's kind of the way I feel about it. Is that, like, you know, let's say hypothetically that 1093 has put, like, way more effort into their farm game than 365 has. Let's just hypothetically say that. If that's the case, then, like, 1093 has a very significant advantage against 365 simply because they have, like, way more farm troops. And so, I mean, removing that advantage, removing the advantage that you get by having more farms, like, I think that's good. Like, I actually think that's good. And then I don't know if there's any, like, other implications for this, honestly. I mean, queues from the same kingdom will not be matched. KVK registration process for normal kingdoms remains similar. I mean, the only open question is whether, like, normal kingdoms can be matched up with multi-queue kingdoms, but I assume that's the case. I assume that normal kingdoms and multi-queue kingdoms can be matched together. After the Lost Kingdom Chronicles have progressed to a certain point, governors who did not qualify will be able to enter the Lost Kingdom, but they will not be able to leave their kingdom's starting province. After the KVK has begun, alliances that did not qualify will not be able to build alliance buildings in the Lost Kingdom. So yeah, so this we have to take note of this one. We have to take note of this one here, guys. After the KVK has begun, alliances that did not qualify will not be able to build alliance buildings in the Lost Kingdom. So, okay, so here's the other thing. This is kind of crazy, right? This is gonna, well, actually, never mind. So basically, you're gonna have to, like, register, like, one person in farm alliances. Like, the big kingdoms are gonna have to register, like, 12 alliances, and they're gonna have to put one level 25 city in those farm alliances so that they can register that alliance for the KVK, so that they can build forts. You know, they can build forts from that farm alliance. Warforce says, I think we'll try to limit forts, but it's hard to say. Yeah, they might put a cap on the number of alliances. They might put a cap on the number of alliances. Although, how would you justify that, right? I mean, oh, the second KVK it's going to be a cluster. I mean, like, the second KVK is ridiculous. Yeah, the second KVK is null. Right, exactly. Ellis says this KVK with 365 versus 93 will be interesting. Both are loaded with mains and farms. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be major grind. I do think that, look, I think 365 won. Has anybody like gone through all these kingdoms yet? I kind of want to do that. Look, I think like on paper or at first glance, 365 majorly won the diplomacy war by getting 1818 on their side. Like I think 1818 could potentially be the difference maker in this KVK, because they're gonna make, if nothing else, they're gonna make 365's open field dominant. I think. Like I just think they're gonna make the 365 sides open field dominant. And I'm very curious if 93 is going to fight in terrain, or whether 93 is going to wait for Kingsland. He just says, just need to make it so you can't build a fort on another fort's footprint, and then we can all stop talking about forts. Yeah, I think that would fix most of it. Like the thing is, if they limit shell alliances, I don't, that kind of that, I don't know who that screws more. Does that screw Imperiums more, or does that screw like normal size kingdoms more? Because I feel like Imperiums could stack a ton of credits in their main alliance, but we just don't get that much out of our shell alliances. Like, to be honest, we just don't have a lot of credits on our shell alliances. I shouldn't say that, but yeah, I mean, I think limiting shells would help. I think limiting shells would definitely help, right? But I think what TJ said, where you can just like, you can't build a fort on another fort's footprint, I think that would also help. So anyway, let's do this real quick. Let's do something for the community, because has anyone actually like gone through and looked at all these kingdoms on Rockboard to see if like there are any other strong kingdoms here? I'm gonna do that real quick, because right now it seems to me that 1818 is like by far the best. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. Okay. Let's do some clerical work here, and try to actually look and see if any of these kingdoms are any good. Let's do the top right kingdom first, which can who is 1365's second ally here? Like, they're allied with 1818. All right, so these are all small. These are all very small kingdoms here in the top left. Nobody stands out. Let me just show you what 1818 looks like compared to these, just so I can kind of like show you what a difference 1818 could make here. So this is what I mean, right? 1818 at 1818 at 623 billion KP has more KP than this entire camp combined, right? So that's kind of what I'm saying. But let's just keep going through all these camps and see if anybody stands out. Let's look at the green camp now, which I think... Oh, I should be able to tell by the map who their other ally is, actually. But... TJ kind of wishes he had gone to 365 or 93. There's going to be so many free kills in that KVK. Yeah, but it's also going to be an absolutely insane war that's going to last a really long time. So... Alright, so again, like, nothing stands out here. Like, listen, these kingdoms could be sort of decent if you have 200 billion KP and 2.5 billion dead. Like, maybe, you know, you can do a little bit. You can do a little bit. But not a ton. And then let's look at 1556's kingdom here. I mean, we have some amazing Imperium KVKs coming up. Like, both of these KVKs are going to be great. I can't wait to see 960 fight 2268 and 1034. Like, to me, that is like a great matchup. That is a great freaking matchup. I do think 960 is going to win, but I think it's a very good matchup. Yeah, so again, this is a very weak camp. Very weak camp. You know? Because 1556's kill points are like, there's some dead accounts in this KP. There's some people who aren't really playing anymore who are part of this KP here. And then let's look at the last one. We'll look at 1818's camp here. See if they have anybody else in here that's good. It's top left 3 versus bottom right 3. Okay. Yeah. So 1818's other 2 allies are not even on this board. So yeah, there really isn't anyone. There really is not another. There's really only 3, like, what I would call strong kingdoms in this KVK. And it's just hard for me to imagine that the side that has the 2 strong kingdoms is going to lose to the side that has the 1 strong kingdom in 1093. It's just hard for me to imagine that. Especially when 1093 has no good... They have no good way to find a fight. Okay, they can go into terrain, but terrain is really rough. Terrain is very, very rough because 1818 has this pass right here. Like, this is the same issue we had against Lost, which is that, okay, fine, 93 can beat 1818, but 1818 is going to grab a bunch of territory, like, right off the bat. And they're probably going to block 93. Like, Lost was not able to block us, but I think 1818 will have enough open field that they will be able to flag across this zone and block 1093 from very quickly making progress towards this river in the middle of the zone. And at the same time, 365 is going to come down. They're going to drop forts, right? They're going to drop forts around this river. 1818 is going to block 93's progress, and then they're going to get forts down around this river. And so terrain is just it's a brutal zone for 93 to fight in. Absolutely brutal. They can fight over here, and maybe 365 will choose to take a 1 versus 2 in Ile-de-France. But 365 has no reason to do so. They have no reason to do so. Because if 365 wants to, if they can just win terrain, they can cede Ile-de-France to the enemy side, and they can just do all the fighting in Orleans. I think that favors the 365 1818 side quite a bit, because there is limited teleport space in this zone. And so all the top whales from 1818 and all the top whales from 365 can port into Orleans. And between those two kingdoms, I have to imagine they have more whales than 1093 alone. Like 1093 is a pretty flat kingdom, right? They don't have a ton of whales. They just have a ton of like 80 or 90 million power players who play very well, who max tech, who have a ton of resources and speed ups because they do forts all freaking day. And they all have a bunch of farms. But you very much minimize the advantage that 1093 has if you wait until Orleans to do the fight. Because if you wait till Orleans, you have 3 auxiliary skills, you have the ability to swarm down flags very quickly, and it's pretty much an open field battle. It's like whichever side has better open field wins in Orleans. And like I said, it's very hard for me to imagine 1093 having a better open field than a combined 1818 and 365 army. And so that's my assessment. That's my back of the envelope assessment that I'm making. I really haven't thought about this too much before this, but that's my spitballed assessment of this. And I will be very curious if it goes differently. Like, I will be very curious what 1093 comes up with to do this differently. You know, they pulled some crazy stuff in Osiris League. Like even in the third match of Osiris League, when they didn't they like return, they warped and stole they stole an arc that 365 was trying to return. Like 365 won the mid fight, and then 93 warped and stole the arc. And then I think in the second match they also, I don't think they used a warp, but they used like what? They used like a flank or something. If I'm not wrong, if my memory is not that horrible, they used like a flank to steal one of the arcs in the second as well. So like in a lot of ways, 1093 really outplayed 365 in arc. But in the mid fights, it seemed like 365 at least did as well as 93, or maybe even played better. Alloy says that 93 picked these allies, which is amazing. I did not realize that. So 93 picked these allies. Yeah, I don't really know what they have up their sleeve, because the sleeve looks pretty restricted to me. TJ says it should be an interesting KVK for sure. I definitely wouldn't count 93 out, but yes, they have their work cut out for them. Yeah, I hope it's interesting. I hope there's like Zone 6 fighting. I hope it doesn't all take place in Orleans. But I could see it playing out that way, because like this is just a really, like, terrain is really tough. I mean, terrain is just impossible. Like, how do you win a 1v2 in terrain? Like, I just don't know how 93 wins a 1v2 in terrain. I mean, their whole goal has to be this pass right here. Like, their goal is to like hold on to this pass. If they can figure out a way to hold on to this pass, or you know, if 4 or 5 days into this zone, it becomes like sort of clear that they're gonna like win this pass, then that kind of forces 365 to fight an Ile-de-France, because 365 cannot go into Kingsland with one entrance, right? So I mean, there will be fighting in Zone 6, because JST, okay, so JST and BLN are both over here, which is notable, right? That's notable in and of itself. That 2 of their 3 main alliances are ready to go into terrain. So JST, yeah, the JST is going to want to like control part of this zone, simply because they need to hold open the possibility that they will need this pass into Kingsland. because there is the possibility that 93 can hold onto this pass with just like a fort, basically a fort wall, like a devastating fort wall. So, I mean, I think that's probably what's going to happen, is that there will be fighting because both teams are going to want to like keep their options open. Like, optionality is going to be a very key factor in this war. But that's pretty wild that 93 picked the Allies. That's pretty wild. The way I thought about it was that both teams would be fighting to get 1818, and that in some ways 18. This is a naive way to think about it, probably. But I thought that in some ways that 1818 was going to pick the winner of this KVK by picking who they allied with. I don't know if that's true, but I don't think that's like for sure untrue. You know, I mean, if they didn't pick the allies, then obviously they don't pick the winner. But I do think that 1818 can be the difference here, but it's not a guarantee. Anyway, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And I believe these Zone 6 is open. I believe these Zone 6 is open next week. The Zone 6 is in 1079, also open next week. Adrian, welcome to the stream. Doing pretty good, Adrian. I got a very good roll on in Armament, so I'm feeling good about that. I'm trying to get my garrison in tip-top shape just before fighting starts. So yeah, next week 1079 is also going to go into this Zone 7. Or this Zone 6 against 2 enemy kingdoms. It's going to be a 2v2 in this Zone 6. And I'm not sure if we're going to have a fight here or not. I don't know if they're going to fight us, but they might. They might. And so I think this opens on the 26th, I believe. I believe this opens on the 26th. And so I have a very busy week ahead of me for sure. We've got this KVK on the 26th. I would like to cover the 1093 365 KVK a little bit, at least. And then our own war starts on the 29th. And so it really is all coming, it's all happening very fast. I've been a little bit mentally checked out lately, but I've been a little dusty mentally lately. But I have basically run out of dust. I have like a tiny bit of dust left. And after that, I'm just going to be very clear-headed and irritable and ready to go. You know, I think my A game is going to come back to me at the last minute. I have not been exercising as much as I wanted to. I had a brief burst of exercise, but I haven't really been exercising a lot. So I want to exercise a few times in the next week. Get out in the sun a bit more. Get my testosterone levels a little bit higher. But I'm on a good trajectory. I'm on a good trajectory. Hopefully we'll do one more video. But I have a ton of work. Work's been very busy, which is a good thing. But it's been slowing me down a little bit on getting my trajectory right for these wars. But yeah, I mean, it's all about to hit. It's all about to hit. I'm gonna do a live stream next week where we do some crafting. We do some transmuting. I will get all of this. I will get this all like kind of planned out. You know. I will plan out exactly what I need to transmute. Sawtooth, you're in our KVK as well. Yes, let's definitely have some fun. No, I'm using dust in a vague sense. because like you have to on YouTube you have to like rate your own videos and rate your own streams. And you want to be accurate in the way you rate things. And so even when I very casually talk about certain issues, like when I talk about Osiris League betting, I shouldn't even use that word. When I talk about the stuff you can do in Osiris League in order to gain Oryx, I feel like even something like that is even something like that can get flagged by YouTube. And then maybe like the way I rate my own video is inaccurate. Because I feel like my videos are pretty like family friendly. I mean, maybe it's like questionable like occasionally, but I rate my videos in a family friendly way, but then, or my streams in a family friendly way, but then sometimes the things I talk about are maybe a little bit edgy, even though I'm like literally trying to talk about healthy behaviors. TJ says, exercise, are OK players allowed to do that? Yeah, we should all do that. I need to exercise more. Actually, 2 weeks ago I had exercised a couple times, and I was trying to like add accountability for myself. And so I had this thought that what I was going to do, this is the week where my computer wasn't working, right? But like I exercised that morning, like before I even turned on my computer, I exercised. And then I turned on my computer to get ready for the live stream. And my plan at that time was I was going to like, in the upper right corner of the stream, I was going to list like, here, I'll hypothetically do it here, but I'm not actually going to do it. Let me see if I can do this here. Yeah. Okay, so what I was going to do is I was going to, at the beginning of the stream, I was going to put up like my time for like how long I last on a plank and how long I and how many does it show up? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I was going to put like a plank counter and a push-up counter so that like every Friday I would have to report to you all how many push-ups I did and how long I lasted doing a plank. And that would be like accountability for me. But I'm like glad I didn't do that because quite frankly, I have only exercised like once in the past 2 weeks. And like, I just don't need that kind of pressure. Like I don't need to like embarrass. Like things happen. Like sometimes I just don't exercise. Like sometimes I either get busy or I'm just a slacker. And you know, accountability is good, but too much accountability can be a bad thing. So I'm glad I did not go with that strategy, but it's kind of in my mind, right? It's in my mind that I do need to exercise more. I need to get in better shape for sure. TJ says I do need to go walk my dog. Yeah, that's my thing, is like I just don't run anymore. I used to be a runner, and I just don't run. And I really need to, because running would get me out in the sun more often, and it would get me in better shape. And I just have been sleeping so much. I slept for like 8 hours last night. Then I woke up, got some work done. I was awake for like 12 hours. I was awake for 12 hours, and then I took a 4-hour nap. Like after getting a full night of sleep, I was awake for 12 hours, and then I took a 4-hour nap. That is ridiculous. Like that is so ridiculous. I just think there's like some weakness there. Like I think I have like some sort of like weak out of shapeness that's like making me sleep more. So yeah, I do need to exercise, but I also have a lot of work. Oh, you know what? I want to do Champions of Olympia, but how long will it take me to walk home? 11 minutes? We can do that. We can do that. These events here are amazing, by the way. If you're in the home kingdom and you're not grinding barbs, I kind of feel bad. I feel bad for people in the home kingdom during this anniversary event, because these coins are like really good. And because I'm chaining barbs, I'm getting a bunch of these coins. Yes, sleep is good. Sleep is good, but like I just think I don't think the amount of sleep I'm getting is good. I think it's overkill. I don't think I should be sleeping as much as I am. Like if I get 8 hours of sleep, there is no bloody reason why I should be taking a 4-hour nap. That is ridiculous. That is unproductive, and that is a sign of. That's like a sign of not being as healthy as I should be, I think. Even though sleep is very good. All right, so as my. Oh my gosh, my Zoog needs to walk home also, right? Oh God. I just won't run Zoog. I just won't run archers in COO tonight. I'll run 2 cab. That's fine. Yeah, so as my double C is walking home, let me look at what of these gathering blueprints I have and whether I need to buy that other one. What do I have here? Where is this thing? Oh, here it is. I have the feathered staff. I have the deadwood crown. I have almost all of them except the boots. So there's actually no reason for me to buy. There's no reason for me to buy the cloak, right? Because I already have it. I'm not going to get a Vanquisher bundle from it. Yeah, this shop is pretty amazing. This shop is pretty amazing. I guess almost anybody's going to be able to buy this shop out, huh? I guess anybody can buy this shop out. Alright, I take back everything I said about feeling bad for people in the home kingdom. Oh, I can get these? Oops. How do I get these? The desert tracks and let there be moonlight event. I can get... How do I get those clovers? Yeah, that armament, that transmutation thing was sick. Need to save about 1,100 coins for the next shop too. Okay. Okay, so I'll start saving again for the next shop. Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be easy to get it. Because I've already gotten like 2,000 coins or something. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of coins from this, I'm getting a bunch of coins here too. So, getting a bunch of coins. Scroll down. Oh, the collab project. Is this what it is? No. Oh, you get them in this. Oh, see, I was looking at this and I was thinking like no one is gonna buy this time because everyone's gonna complete the level 25 without paying the $10. But if you get a bunch of these, then okay, so you get the Jade Dragons from this from buying the $10 thing. Probably worth it, I guess, huh? Oh, you get another iconic here. Oh, you get 10 formation chests. So yeah, I'm gonna have to buy that. I mean, this alone is worth $10. So, and you get, oh my gosh, this shop is amazing. Holy smokes. Okay. Yeah, it depends on how many desert tracks gives. Yeah, well, I'll get these either way. Oh, there's even more stuff. Another skill reset. Okay. Okay. So we're getting big value. We're getting big value from this anniversary event. It's taking a little bit of grinding, but we're getting big value. All right, so we can do COO in about 5 minutes. Let me adjust my chair slightly. I swear, so much of body soreness is psychological, because like while we were having these like in-depth conversations about armaments and about like the new KVK rules and about the 1093 KVK, I forgot that my neck was sore, and then like as soon as things slowed down, like I'm like, oh, my neck is back to being sore. And I've been forgetting to reset bastions this entire time. Yeah, we're basically just in the thick of it right now. I think that's partly why I've been sleeping more, is just because like I've actually been like pushing pretty hard. Oh, now I have to upgrade this too? The number of prerequisites to get Skill for Operation 2 to level 7 is ridiculous. Ridiculous. There's no world that I'm doing this wrong. There's no way I'm doing this wrong. I have to be doing this right. Because I'm not like losing out on anything. Yeah, I have to do this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable bottleneck here. I guess we can do this. Yes, we can do this. Yeah, the guide that I was using for the tech tree is like out of date, I guess. I thought it was up to date, but it's almost seems out of date, because it doesn't even I don't know, it doesn't list this as a step. It just like assumes you can get to skillful operation 9 no problem, like level 9. But that's definitely not the case. There were a couple days earlier in the week where I literally, like 3 days in a row, there were 3 days in a row where I got a quest that you couldn't skip. It was like unbelievable, unbelievably good luck. Which is, I think, where I got... It's where I got this, I think. That's where I got this one. So, like, my wedge formation right now is at 10.5, 14.4, plus a bunch of march speed. So 14.4 plus, like, let's call this 3% of stats. 17.4. So then when you add the Hunter Inscription to this, that becomes like 32.5% of stats, which is better than some of my arch formation sets. So like I'm basically there with wedge formation. I just need something better here. And like I've probably deleted something better than this along the way. Like without noticing, I've probably deleted something better than this. Right? I've probably deleted something better. But I'm basically there with wedge formation. And so I can just get the Hunter Inscription after we win this KVK. And that's going to be pretty good. Like, that's going to be pretty good. Eli, welcome to the stream. Addie told you what you posted was out of date, same 5 minutes you posted it. No, but Eli, I'm using the spreadsheets. I'm using the spreadsheets, not the visuals. I'm using the spreadsheets. So like if the spreadsheets are also out of date, then basically we have nothing that's up to date. Like, Donate some gold? No way, man. I have excess wood. Wood is what I need to give. I have repositories of wood deep in the bowels of my infrastructure. My wood game runs deep. Sawtooth. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident. I mean, it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to happen quickly. Like, that's the thing. Like, this KVK is going to shift one way or the other, like, very quickly here in the zone of Champagne. Look, I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. And I'm not going to say that I know exactly where our kingdom is. I do not know exactly where our kingdom is. We have gotten difficult surprises like maybe once in our kingdom's history. And you never want to get the difficult surprise, but it is always possible. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're good. I think we're kind of like a very steady kingdom at this point that's been around for a long time. I don't think we're going to surprise ourselves too much one way or the other. Did we auto queue? No, we skipped. We skipped a couple. I think we skipped twice. And then we had like a tough decision, right? Because all of those big Imperiums were queuing. And well, I guess all the big Imperiums knew what all right, here, let me start up Champions of Olympia. Does anybody want to play COO with me? Anyone for COO? Let me know. I need to put the gear on the correct marches, but we are going to play Champions of Olympia now. We will get our weekly rewards in a chill, no stress environment. Adrian, let me take a look. Let me take a look. So we're not going to use our optimal. We're not going to use our optimal COO lineup because the Zoog is in the field with my archer gear. But that's all right. Do I want to give the Guan speed? I kind of want to give the Guan speed, actually. I don't want to give the Guan speed. Yeah. All right, Adrian, let me take a look. Let me take a look at Adrian's. Would you transmute, heal, and attack stats for 3 stones, or just go for the attack up top? I have 18 tries. 8 now, and 10 more when I inscribe with the elite inscription that I have. Okay, so actually you can get 10 more. You can get 10 more rolls if you replace the inscription. That's good to know. Honors of the Pantheon. So this is in one of the lower slots, right? This is in like the emblem slot or something like that. Would I transmute the heal and attack stats for 3 stones, or just the attack up top? Well, what's counterer? I need to know what counterer is, because I think it somewhat depends on the quality of the inscription. Oh, you're gonna replace it though. You're gonna replace it. Well, Adrian, TJ was saying to reroll the 1.6 health earlier, but I was like tempted not to. And so you're gonna replace it with an elite inscription. Okay. So you have a lot of rolls. Okay, so I think, Adrian, that you should re-roll the health. I think what we're kind of the conclusion that I'm coming to, with the help of people who have disagreed with me, is that you really want to go for quality. You want to push for like high quality armaments. And so like what you would do in this case is you would not lock the health, and you would just like re-roll it more often to try to get a better roll on that slot. you know, I mean, I think that's, I think if it was 2% health, it would be a little bit closer. But I think 1.8 is probably low enough that you should just re-roll that. Yeah, it's the hardest slot. Yeah, it's the hardest slot for good stats. Lissy Tone, welcome to the stream and welcome to ROK. Yeah, so TJ, if you could, you're welcome to play. Message me in game. You'll have to out your name. You have to dox yourself. But yeah, just send me a message. I am in Kingdom 770. I'm in N70D. I'm an officer in N70D. And I'm in the Lost Kingdom. All right, let me set my lineup. Yeah, 12-inch gave me like a bunch of... honestly, I need to like go back and watch my stream last week again, because like 12-inch actually gave me some good info about Olympia, and like I was like so focused on the game that I didn't like internalize all of it. Oh, this is what he was saying. Oh, it's a little bit different for me this week because I don't have my do I want to do this? Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, so basically what 12-inch was saying, which was very interesting, was he was saying that if you're mixed troops and you have like 3 troop types, the main thing you need to be doing is like running around buffing your teammates, because you're getting like more morale here. Like you're getting an extra buff from like Guidance of Light if you use this, or you're getting a bigger buff from Victory Concerto. You're also getting a bigger buff here. Like if you use Inspiring Ballad, you can like you can buff both yourself and your teammates, and you're getting like more rage because of all your mixed troops. And so he was saying like basically you're like a true support character who like runs around buffing your teammates, which I thought was like a very interesting way to view it. I just want to make sure this is the best one. For the next 30 seconds, whenever the troop launches a normal attack, it gains a stack of Conqueror effect for 10 seconds. Each stack increases the normal attack damage by 5% and reduces their counterattack by 5%. If the troop reaches 10 stacks of Conqueror, I guess we'll go with this one. I don't know if it's best, but whatever. All right. All right. Invite sent. Invite sent. Yeah, as someone who you know, I was like I have an alt YouTube account that I used to chat on, you know, before I was like a content creator, and like I never doxed it in any way whatsoever. But I realized that I could have been doxed if I ever wanted to play like COO with someone else on that account. But I'm like Forever Anon. I have like a Forever Anon YouTube account that I used to talk a bit of shit on, but I don't really use it anymore. All right. You know what I need to do? And I should maybe even do this, like, I'll do it next Here's what's scuffed about this arc, right? Is I'm using line formation on my XY. Like that's pretty bad. I need to take the line formation off the XY. I need to upgrade him to Arch. Yeah, I like your lineup, TJ. I like that lineup. Very fast. And Honda is like very good in COO. And you've got the slow on the Huo also. Oh, it sucks in COO? I mean, I think your lineup, TJ, would be good with some groups. Like if like me and Adrian were like infantry players, then you could run around as like a support crowd control. But we're like all kind of like Av or mixed, and so we're kind of like, we lack punch. We're gonna have to somehow play smart, I think. We're gonna have to somehow play smart. But our opponents look decent, but I've never heard of any of their alliances, so I think we'll be okay. And we've got like a 2-stack from 84 NL, so unless these guys are from like an in-game chat that they're all queuing together, I think we'll be okay here. I think we have the better team. Alright, so nobody went to my flag, so that was free. Oh, now they're going to my flag. It's infantry, so I'm not going to go there. I think I'll go help here. Looks like there's 2 people coming here. So I will just help here. I will simplify the graphics. Okay. I'll throw the stats on. Alright, so this was pretty good movement. I think avoiding the infantry guy was good. So that's okay. Oh, I changed my hotkeys around. I changed my F and my D keys. Like, D used to be select all marches on screen, but the F key is like so much easier to hit that I made F the universal. I made F the universal. They have no formations. I'm not even looking. I'm using simplified. I have no idea. Oh, it's bots, right? These are bots. I think these are bots. No? Yeah, these are bots. All right, race to 15 kills. This is the dystopian reality that we need on a Friday night. A bunch of serious ROK players with cavalry marches queuing up for unranked COO and running into bots. There are so many things wrong with this picture that it's actually right. The other thing that I have not set up yet is I have not set up any presets for the formations. I'm like very like overdue to do that. Yeah, like I've got the line formation on the XY, which is like so bad for COO. It's so bad. All right, I don't think I'm going to get to 15 kills first. But at least I have more. Oh, I'm like way behind. You guys are wrecking me. I scouted these guys out pretty good though, right? I was like, okay, they have good marches, but I've never heard of any of their alliances. That was quite accurate. I bet these commanders are just like not remotely maxed, right? The reason they have commanders that look like they're strong is because they're like 1-1-1-1. Although they're all like level 60. Like, how do these bots get? These bots are pretty like advanced, right? To have all these marches at level 60. Oh no, oh, that's right. These are like bots that ROK puts into the game. Like, these aren't like player bots. These are bots that Lilith adds when there's no one matchmaking. This is honestly dumb. They should just like, I would rather wait. I would rather wait a few minutes that get a match than do this. Yeah, I definitely need to drink a soda with a straw during this. Epic derp. At least they have cool names. Epic derp. Nubbis. Oh, dude, look at this. Our team is some guy multi-boxing. What a mess. This game was a mess. 5 bots against a team of 3 questionable Cav accounts and a multi-boxer. I guess Adrian's team is standard. GG, Adrian. Adrian, you win nothing for that MVP. Congratulations. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You were AFK. Okay. All right, 1 second. I'm gonna grab some more water. Oh, well, my neck soreness has gone away again, so that's good. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we are against... Honestly, this looks like another group of bots. This honestly looks like another... I would bet $1 million. Or I would bet half of my Friend.Tech balance that these are bots. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. I don't think these are bots. All right, I'm getting wrecked. Yep, real players. All right, they have at least one infantry player who hits quite hard. All right. Oh no, I pulled the guan. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so I changed my hotkeys around because I found that I hit the F key like way more often than I hit the F key like way more often than I hit the D key. And so I made the F key target marches on the screen. Because if anybody watched like the last KVK that I was in, it like would take me it'd take me like 20 minutes to get a rune because I would keep like pulling the rune gathering march back to the like my main fight. So I would just hit like select all troops over and over again, hit the F key over and over again. Alright, so I'm gonna fight this guy. Looks like I targeted the X5 right off the rip, which is good. Oh, he's only got 2 here. All right. All right, boys, 2-0. Yeah, Rexo Amthal is part of our stack if you want to join. All right. I really had never heard of any of those alliances, though. Like, whatever team we just fought, I had never heard of any of those alliances. All right, Adrian's not counting that. He's saying 1-0. That's fair. Oh, Rexo, sorry. We'll play one more after this, and we'll get Rexo in. Well, let's play one after this for the lulz. If anybody needs to leave, it's all good. I didn't give Rexo any time at all to join there. All right, let's remember to capture our own flag here. All right. TJ has a plan. I will go with TJ's plan. Oh, TJ's just going there. Okay. Right, so I targeted the Boudica first, which is good. This is pretty close, but I think I'm winning. All right, now I'll go get some hits on the Fire Thief. That wasn't like the most amazing trade ever, but you know, seems okay. I'm gonna put my claws on the Huo here. Then I'll get the Joan. I should pull the Nevsky home. Right, can the Nevsky get away? Yes, okay, perfect. Yeah, pre-buffing is the other thing that I've learned, right? Is that you start that rage thing like before the fight. Right? I was watching Panther do that. Although I didn't really get why the... Does it work because... That works because, like, you're building up rage, like, without fighting? Okay. Alright, I get it. I don't know if what I did here was correct, but it seems not terrible. Let me go over here real quick. Go here. Very close match. I need to lock in here. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Maybe this will work. Okay, my XY is sort of getting value here. Ugh. Alright, it looks like we lost the whole map. Sucks. I guess this is a surrender. I guess? I mean, we're hitting the thief. All right, I should have surrendered. My bad. I must have never fought. Oh, we lost a lot. We lost to 1903. Ah, shit. Yeah, I just fought some guy in the middle of the map, and neither of us were doing anything. But I won the fight, so like I'm not really sure if like that was like good or bad or neutral. Like he wasn't doing more than me. I was doing slightly more than him because I won the fight, but I think I just never ran into this F8 4D guy. Like I just never ran into him. But I don't know. I think I did all right there actually. All right, let's get Rexo in on this one. Oh, and Sawtooth wants to play also. All right, let's see if we can get a 5-stack here. Let's see if we can get a 5-stack here. An elite 5-stack. I think they had somebody from 2489 also. They had somebody from 48 4D. They had somebody from Lost, and they had somebody from 2489. Actually, after this match, I will. Did he ask a while ago? Okay, so he asked a while ago. Yes, Sawtooth, sorry that I missed you. Oh, it's not available for 4-player teams. Alright, let me see if I can get somebody in. The Handsome Devils. Alright, let's try to get one more here. No, it's all good. I think we can get somebody. I'm pretty sure I can just like spam invites everywhere, right? There's no like... Yeah. I should be able to get somebody. We're in Lost Kingdom, so... But yeah, before before I went live, I just like went through Facebook really quick, just to like see if there was anything, like if there's any gossip or whatever. And I saw tons of trash being talked about. I saw tons of trash being talked about 2489. But then I also saw this. Like, these are the stats from their KVK. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what people said was that 2489 like focused on the easier kingdoms, and then they didn't fight as much once like 188 was against them. But I mean, when you look at these stats, like I don't know, like can you really talk that much trash about 2489? Like this seems pretty, like this seems fine to me. Like this is not like an amazing performance, especially since they lost. But they have the most KP. They have more than double the KP of any other kingdom. They have like, I don't know, 60% more deads than any other kingdom, or maybe like 50% more deads than another kingdom. All right, so this is what we're dealing with, guys. This is our 5-stack. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Let's show this noob what carrying feels like. Hopefully the matchmaking factored in the fact that we have a complete and utter noob on our team. Yes, it looks like we're playing against a noob team, so yeah. I think we'll be okay here. Are we going to be able to beat a team with a Richard on it and a team with a double C on it, guys? Let's freaking go. She just says, of course, their stats are good. They're a top 5 KD fighting a bunch of A seeds. Well, I mean, if they are truly a top 5 kingdom, then... I mean, that's the question. Like, are they a top 5 kingdom? I guess if they lost, it's hard to call them a top 5 kingdom. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying they necessarily have anything to be proud of from that KVK, but like the amount of trash that was being thrown their way is not really does not line up with the stats, in my opinion. All right, so they won the beginning of this match. On stats, they're definitely a top 5 kingdom. Yeah, but I mean, when I look at those stats, I'm like, they were somewhat worn down by like a bunch of kingdoms who all took you know, a pretty decent amount of deads, you know. But even going up against all those kingdoms, they still had more KP. All right, so I can tell that this is going to be a weird match because like the enemy is pretty weak, but they have 3 of the flags. So like obviously our noob is pretty sus here. And I'm in deep trouble here. I'm sus right now. My status is very sus here. I'm not getting anything done because I'm just getting chased around. So TJ, you need to save me here. Please save me. I think I'm just gonna suicide because I can't think of anything else good to do here. I probably should not have used my ult. That was probably very dumb. Celebrity Natsu with his new armaments wants to play Champions of Olympia. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to kick. Like, how do you kick somebody from your group? Because we need to kick Zazarkada. They must have somebody who's real strong here. Oh, this guy from Vita. Yeah. I think we only need 1 space, so... No, I mean, I want to get rid of this noob. They have actual inf players, so we cannot win. Okay, so Natsu, I will invite you in Alliance chat. Let's just get 1 win, and then we can call it a night. And again, I'm running around with line formation on my... I'm running around with line formation and a battlements inscription on my XY, so... Oh, TJ's gone, so... Let's try to get one more in the alliance. There's Don Papa Tiger. New migrant. Does do infantry, does like a 3 March infantry team actually beat like a 3 March archer team though? I would have to imagine that 3 archers is stronger than 3 imp. I am okay with COO. I don't mind it. I honestly don't mind it. I just wish I was better at it. Like it's just annoying to not be good at it. It's not like you can do much, you know, like there is skill to it. There definitely is skill to it. And either I just don't have those skills or like my marches are just not that good. Oh, the imp skills are OP. Oh, okay. Imp wins if buffed by mixed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm normally just a mixed player, but my my Zoog is out chaining, so I can't use my archers. Have you guys noticed that we haven't pulled that desert map a single time? Alright, it doesn't look like they have too many imp. They have 1 inf player, so we might be okay. They're like heavy mid. It looks like they've got like at least 2, maybe 3 mid. Alright, I'm liking our movement so far. Rexo and Don had like a really good movement there because they're like disrupting the heal. And they have the right numbers for that mid. What is up with my hotkeys, though? My hotkeys are so scuffed. Like, I'm off screen. Alright. Alright, Adrian, you take that, and I'm gonna try to fight them at theirs. Wow, you guys are describing some very scuffed lineups that are meta in Champions of Olympia. It's whatever. I don't mind being bad at Olympia, because now they show the Ark of Osiris record on your profile. So that's good enough. I'll be bad at Olympia and really good at Ark. That works fine. right, let me do. Oh, I was gonna kite with the XY, but yeah, I mean, I played with who did I play with? I played with somebody from. Oh, I played with Taco, with Tasty Taco, and he was using Ethelfled. All right, we ended with a win. Yeah, Tasty Taco was using Ethelfled, so I was like, oh, that's weird. All right, good job, everybody. 420. I went 420, 420. And yeah, that's kind of the future, to be quite honest. All right, I'm gonna call it after that one. Let me grab my rewards. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream as well. I do appreciate everybody hanging out. It was another very good stream. I actually did not check the viewership a single time the entire stream. So now that we're in the now that we're at the end of it, let me take a look. Nope, that's not it. Did I just screw up the stream? Ugh. Oh no, I didn't. Anyway, it looks like the viewership is pretty good. Yeah, it looks like the viewership's fine. I mean, it tailed off as we were like theory crafting and stuff, but you know, it was all right. I'm glad that sometimes we can do some sort of like end game streams. I know it's not for everybody, and like it's a little bit too just, I don't know. It's like a little bit too much about my account, but it's like honestly very productive for me. And it's like stuff that sometimes I can't tell like what stuff I should be doing off stream versus what stuff I should be doing on stream. And we sort of just like got into it, and so I don't know. I didn't really have anything else to talk about anyway, so it worked out very well. I appreciate everybody like who hangs out in chat, contributes a lot. The really good discussions are like, for me, the best part of the stream. And yeah, shout out to everybody who hung out in chat. TJ, Adrian, Barney, Warfro. Shout out to the members who who checked in. Nero, Algebra, Alloys. Big dubs to Alloys for the 5 new memberships. Always very key. Didn't do a lot of videos this month, but have just been a little bit scattered with my computer not working. We're going to keep doing the streams. We're going to keep doing the videos. If you all keep supporting me, then it's only bigger and better things from here. So everybody have a good weekend. Next week, we ride. We ride into war next week. I'll be covering all of it. And I'll see you all on the flip side.